Hello class, so this time we will discuss about the continuation of your module 1, the factoring of polynomials. So we are now in lesson 2. So in your lesson 2, you will know how to factor perfect square trinomial and general trinomial. So this time you will learn unsa na to pag-factor ang perfect square trinomial ug unsa na to pagkabalo nga perfect square trinomial ug in general trinomial. First, so, after going through this module, dapat makabalo na mo factor sa polynomials, na perfect square trinomials and general trinomials, and determine the factoring technique to be used in polynomials, and solve problems involving factor of polynomials. So, in our previous topic, we discussed about how to factor a polynomial gamit ang technique, nga greatest common monomial factor, and the difference of two squares, and katong gisend ako nga video about sum and difference of two cubes. So this time, we will know how to factor perfect square trinomials and general trinomials. So first, we will have the perfect square trinomials. So in this um, technique, in factoring perfect square trinomials, we will use the FOIL method. Pero taas na pud kayo na siya ang FOIL method. So as you can see in this example, perfect square trinomials is a product of the squaring of binomials. So kung maka-remember mo or makahinumdum pa mo sa atuang special products of squaring binomials, ang answer ato is kaning perfect square trinomials. So, for example, naatay a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Mao ni ato ang trinomials. Perfect square trinomials man ni? Yes. Kay ato ang first term ug ato ang last term, makuha nato ang iyahang square root, right? So, pagkuha sa square root ani, tapos ang atong first term ug atong last term, pangitaon nato ang product multiplied by 2 para sa ato ang middle term. Di ba mao ni atong process in getting the square of our binomial. So, pag i-factor na to ang trinomial nga a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, ang answer ana is always square of binomial. That's why, factor na to a plus b squared, or in expanded form, a plus b multiplied by a plus b. So, always remember, basta perfect square trinomial, ang iyahang factor ana is the square of binomial. Or, atong i-expand, iyahang form. So, kapag ang ani pod, square of trinomial, we have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Ang iyahang factor form is a minus b squared or a minus b times a minus b. So, now, let's have an example para mas masabtan na to. So, we have here the example x squared minus 6x plus 9. Now, paano tayo makakasabi na yung given natin is in the form of perfect square trinomial? So, we have here our first term and our last term. So, hanapin natin first yung perfect, yung square root nila. So, x cubed, square root of x cubed. So, ang square root niya is x, right? Kay x times x, it results to x squared. Na square root ni 9, di ba perfect square si 9 or perfect number? So, ang square root ni 9, we have 3, right? Kay 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Now, after getting the square root of our first term and last term, how are we going to know na perfect square siya if ang ang square root sa atong last term, atong middle term, is twice the product of the square root of the first term and the square root of our last term. Usa daw to, ma'am, naungot ko. Diba? Ang middle term nato daw is twice the product sa square root sa ato ang first term. Sa atong first term, square root sa atong first term, we have x. Ang square root sa atong last term is equal to 3. Para makaingon tag perfect square ang trinomial, kung nakuha na nato ang square root sa first term o last term, is twice daw, atong middle term daw is twice the product of our first square root of our first term and last term. So meaning, i-multiply nato si atong first term, which is x, ug atong last term, square root nila sa atong last term, which is 3. So 3 times x is 3x. Now, ang middle term daw nato is twice the product of the square root of our first term and last term. So, meaning, twice siya. So, i-multiply nato sa 2. Now, 2 times 3x is equal to 6x. Therefore, atong given is perfect square trinomial. Sige, again, pakaingon tag perfect square trinomial. Kung makuha nato ang square root ni first term and ni last term. Now, after going to find the square root of our first and last term, para makabalo gyud nga perfect square, unsaon nato pag-determine ang middle term? I-multiply nato ang first term ug ang iyahang last term, and ang product ato i-multiply nato sa 2. So, pagkuha nato 6, pag-multiply nato si 2 times 3x, ang answer is 6x. Therefore, atong given is in perfect square trinomial. So, now, how to know, how to factor this perfect square trinomial? So, as you can see, our perfect square trinomial is having the operation of minus and plus, right? So, in squaring a binomial, unsa man dapat ang gamiton nga operation para ing-ani ang result sa ato ang trinomial. Okay, so 'di ba pag square nato ang binomial, naatay pwede pilian nga a plus b squared or a minus b squared. Sa ilahang duha, unsa man atong asa man sa ilahang duha atong gamiton nga pwede nato i-factor para maka-result ng perfect square trinomial sama sa atoang given. Gamiton ba nato si a plus b squared or si a minus b squared? So, in this example, we will use this one, a minus b squared. Nga naman, ma'am, atong tan-awon is ang iyahang operation nga gigamit. Pag minus gani atong middle term, tas plus ang ato ang last term, atong gamiton is si a minus b squared. Now, unsa ni siya pag-factor, ma'am? So, going back here, diri sa ubos, diba atong given is x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to, pangitaon lang nato ang square root sa atong first term o pangitaon natong square root sa atong last term. Kung makuha nato ang square root sa atong first term o makuha nato atong square root sa atong last term, i-square lang nato na siya para makuha nato ang factored form. Now, pag makuha na nato iyang factored form, mao na ni siyang answer. Mao na ni iyahang factored form. So, kung i-expand nato na siya, hindi na siyang x minus 3 times x minus 3. So, ang factored form ni x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to x minus 3 squared or x minus 3 times x minus 3. Nasabdan ba? Atong buhaton na gyud is pangitaon nato ang square root ni first term ug ang square root ni second term. Magdepende na lang ta sa operation kung unsa ang gigamit. Kay minus man iyang gigamit diri, minus ato ang gamiton. So, this is now the factored form of our perfect square trinomial 6 squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, basin i-check pa na ninyo ang answer aning x minus 3 times x minus 3 will result to x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, so we have now here our second example. So we have 4x to the power of 4 minus 36x squared plus 81. So perfect square trinomial ba ni? So let's check. So we have 2 square root, the last term, and the first term. So square root of our first term, we have 4x to the power of 4. So yung square root niya is 2x squared kasi 2x squared times 2x squared will result to 4x to the power of 4. The square root of 81, we have 9. So 9 times 9 is 81. Therefore, perfect square yung first term natin at last term. Now, yung middle term natin, masabi ba natin perfect square na? Perfect square trinomial. So let's check. We have to multiply 2x squared minus 9. Then, product natin sa itong 2x squared minus 9, multiplied natin sa 2. So, yung result is 36x squared. Therefore, this given 4x times 4 minus 36x squared plus 81 is a perfect square trinomial. Now, so ang gipag-factor basta perfect square trinomial, mali man iyahang. We have here, for example, we have here 4x4 plus 36x squared plus 81. So, since we are using positive here, and we are using positive here, so first, natong buhaton para makuha ang factor is square root lang nato ang first term o ang last term. So, say square root sa itong first term, so 2x squared. Atong square root sa itong last term, we have 9. And we have to square this one. Therefore, ang factor ni 4x4 plus 36x squared plus 81 is 2x squared plus 9 squared. Okay? So, that's it. So, let's try some example.